Okay, so I'm filling the canister cartridge for Lucas's pump. This is the cartridge, the Humalog. So clean off the top of the Humalog with an alcohol swab. And then open the cartridge. I should have done that first. And then you have to assemble this. So this is the cartridge. The needle just twists on. And then the plunger clicks into place on the back. And then you're gonna just lubricate the inside of the cartridge by going up and down. And then for a 2-day change, you need enough insulin for 2 days, plus you have to fill the tube, plus I always give a little extra. So he uses about 30 a day. So I'm gonna pull about 1.4 milliliters or units of air. And then I put the air into the insulin. So I just push that in. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw out the amount that I need, and I'm just making sure I don't get any bubbles. So there's a little bubble there, so I'm going to go back in and pull back out again. I'm drawing about 1.2, 1.4, somewhere in there. Looks good. Put the cap back on. Now that comes off, this comes off, and I'm ready to put it into the pump. Okay, so to replace the cartridge, I have to go down to prime rewind, and I need to rewind the cartridge. This takes a minute. Go rewind.
And you may not see the insulin counting down like that.
Tells you the rewind is complete, and it wants you to load the new cartridge. So you just unscrew the black cap, the waterproof cap, pull out the old cartridge. You need to disconnect the tubing to get the black cap. And then from the new infusion set, darn, I ripped it. It's the 23-inch infusion set. You're gonna get the tubing, put the black cap on the tubing, connect, oops, I put a lid on the cartridge, twist the tubing onto the new cartridge, and put the new cartridge into the pump, and then screw the cap on tightly so it's waterproof again. And the pump fell asleep, so I'll just wake it back up. And I'm gonna go back to prime rewind, and now I need to load the cartridge. So it's prompting me what's next. Load cartridge, continue. This takes a minute too. Lucas knows how to do this, so he can help you. I usually do this first.
And it's important to make sure you do rewind the plunger before you put in a new cartridge, because the plunger is pretty delicate and can break if you don't.
Okay, so now it tells you how much insulin you have, 136 units. So we're gonna continue, and it's gonna prompt you to do the next thing, which is prime. So to prime it, you wanna prime the 23-inch tubing plus the infusion set. So you just take this cap off, you squeeze the ends and take the cap off, and then connect the infusion site, and then you're just gonna watch the end of the plastic tubing while you prime. So it says go prime, so you say go prime. Dang it, I do that all the time. You have to hold it down. Go back to prime, and it says yes, I want to prime. Now hold it down for the time that you want to prime. So I'm pushing and holding the button. So that took about 6 seconds, and I can see the drips of insulin coming through the top. So now when I put the infusion site on, I just disconnect it from the pump, and this is the part that I'm going to insert into Lucas. Okay, so his last site was right here, And so I have to go either 3 inches on the same side or rotate sides. He doesn't have much fat, so I'm gonna do it over here today. So I'm just kind of poking, looking for a squishy spot, which is hard to find on him. I'm gonna do it around here. Can you turn your body slightly, buddy? So I use 2 wipes. I use the Skin Prep, which is both a disinfectant and it has kind of a tacky solution. And I'm gonna wipe that on and let that kind of dry. And then this is called Skin Tack, and this gives it a really tacky barrier so that the infusion site doesn't fall off. And so I'm going to wipe the same area now with the Skin Tack. It's really sticky. And I'm going to hold on to this until I'm done and go over the edges again. Oh, here, I'll pull it over here. Okay, so here's the infusion site. So I have to take off the plastic tubing. Actually, I'm going to take off the adhesive first. Take off the 2 adhesive tabs. Take off the plastic tubing. You can see the needle. And then you pinch. This is like a little butterfly thing. So you pinch the little butterfly like that. And then he's ready to go. So I'm going to do it about here. And I want the tube to kind of face towards the front of him so that he can disconnect easily. So I just push in. And then, oh, there we go. Push around the adhesive. I don't push on the needle because it does kind of hurt. So I just do the adhesive. And then once that's in, I pull the backing off of the contact point and just put the contact point kind of closer to the front of his body, facing sort of upwards so that it's easy for him to contact and plug in the pump. I'll do it about right there and just push down the adhesive. And then this is ready to tape. So I use a Tegaderm film. There's another film you might have. It's called IV 3000. I'm not sure which ones I have for you. So you just peel off the backing. It leaves the little white thing, and I'm going to try to just keep the tubing out of the way. So I go over the site and the tubing. And I can go back around the edges with the Skin Tack. And now for this one, do you want to take a derm on it, Lucas? Yeah. Okay, so for this one, I have to cut a hole in the Tegaderm. I forgot to grab scissors. I just fold the Tegaderm before I peel the back off and cut a little coin-sized circle out of it. Lucas knows how to do this too. That's too small, I think. Let me see. Yeah, too small. Make my circle a little bigger. So it goes over the contact portion. Like that. So that'll work. So now peel the backing off and put the Tegaderm on. Peel and then just kind of seal the edges with a little bit of that Skin Tack wipe. And then Lucas is ready to plug in his pump.